Hello, good morning again. So in this class we will see how we can describe a business organization. So there may be different types of business organizations. Each have its own goals and objectives. As you know, objectives are short-term goals. Objectives are concrete goals which leads to concrete steps which leads to goals. Okay, so for each organization they have to describe its functions. So the two methods used are, one is the organization chart and the other is the organization function list. Okay, if the organization is a medical store, okay, then they can describe it as something like a manager. Then under the manager there can be different supervisors. If it is a big medical store, there can be different supervisors. Then there can be billing clerks. Then there can be medicine takers. They will be collecting the medicines from the racks. Okay. Then they will be packing it and giving it to the customers. So in an organization there can be different levels of employees. And in the case of college, we can think of as the principal as the head of the institution, and below the principal there may be different department heads, different head of the departments. Means they will be taking care of that department, and below them there will be some faculty members, and that is the structure of the college. Okay. Then thinking about a university, there can be different sections. One administration, examination, then admission, etc. And for each section there will be a administration officer or administrative officer who deals with all the functions of that section, and under him there may be different SO, that is superintendent of office. There may be different SOs in that office. Then below them there can be some other employees like that. So there are different levels of employees. Same thing is applicable to secretariat also. Different sessions of offices. Okay, different ministries, minister offices. Under them there may be secretaries, joint secretaries, then clerks, like that. There may be different sets of same type of what we call structural setup of the institution. And for each level there may be different responsibilities also. Okay, for the supervising level he have different levels of responsibilities. Under supervisors there may be different clerks, and each clerk has his own responsibilities. And so the persons which are in same level of the organization at different sections will be having almost similar type of responsibilities. If there is an administrative officer in each section, then the responsibility of the administrative officer is to administer that section fully. Okay, likewise there will be different sections, and so each administrative officer has the similar duty as of the first first section. So a organization chart, the owners of the business, whatever may be the business, the owners of the business decides the type of management and organizational structure, how it has to be organized, that best meets their goals and objectives. The organization management will design the structure in such a way that it gives maximum output. Okay. And organization chart is a flow chart that identifies organizational elements of the business, which all are the elements of this organization, and it displays or it have the details of the responsibility of the each area. In each area, which are the responsibilities of this that particular level. Displays lines of authority, the reporting nature. The clerk has to report to the supervisor. Supervisor has to report to the administrative officer. So the lines of authority, this also will be indicated. So it is the responsibility of the top management or the business owner to define and update the chart, the organizational chart. So if I have 10 employees or 50 employees, then the duty level of each employees and the reporting nature of these employees should be well defined. Each faculty should report to a head of the department. Each HOD to report to principal. The principal may report to manager. So the reporting nature and the responsibilities should be well defined for a business to achieve its goal. Okay. And what are the uses of this organization chart? For the management, it helps to review functions performed by major elements of the company, different units, different sessions. What are the functions performed by each elements of the company? Okay. And align the corporate structure with the business opportunities. They can change, they can align the structure of their own organization to the business depending on the business opportunities. Then comparing salaries and authority. If we have different sessions, sales, marketing, production, etc., does the production executive or the production manager gets the same scale as of sales manager? So they have to maintain the salary scale depending on the responsibilities and the structure. So it helps the management to set the salaries, compare the salaries, and compare the authorities. And for the system analyst, who is system analyst? System analyst is the person who develops system, or he has the full knowledge about the system that is running. Okay, so you can know about the personalities and responsibilities of each position. You know which all persons are serving in each position and which all are the responsibilities of that position. Okay, and changes and delegation of duties. If you want to change, if you want to give extra duties to someone, then he can give delegation of duties. Delegation means something. Sometimes it may be data entry by the clerk, then verification by the superintendent, and then approval by the principal. There can be different levels of delegation like that. Okay, the data entry has to be done by the data entry operator. It has to be verified by a session clerk. It has to be approved by a higher authority. So these levels, these type of delegations can also be incorporated by the system analyst if he knows about the organizational chart. Okay, so this shows an organization chart. The top one may be CEO, Chief Operational Officer. Then it has two similar sections. One is manager of production, one is manager of marketing. So it has two sessions, production and marketing. Then inside production manager, or under the production manager, we have foreman, fabrication, foreman, assembly. And for the marketing, in the position of foreman there comes sales officer B, sales officer B. Okay. And under the foreman they have workers, under the sales officer they have salespersons. So this is a simple organization chart. That is, they have a CEO, they have 2 managers, under each manager they have 2 each employees, one in foreman category, other in sales officer category. But by looking at this chart, we can see that the sales officer B and the foreman assembly comes at same grade. Okay, and the salespersons and the workers come under the same grade. And what is the level of the manager? What is the level of the CEO? All this can be easily understood by this simple diagram, which is called the organizational chart. Okay, this is one more diagram I have shown. We have a CEO, then we have different sessions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sessions, and under each session there are subsystems. So this is related to a higher organization. Okay, so this is also a organization chart which indicates the levels of operations, or which levels of authorities or the delegation of powers. Okay, so which are the guidelines for preparing organization chart? Layout can be designed, should be designed by the management, which should be chosen by the, depending on the organization, what type of organization it is. So depending on that, the layout can be designed by the management. Then title and approvals, meaningful title, approvals, date and other information. Okay, meaningful title, office superintendent, manager, sales operator, sales manager. Like that, appropriate titles will increase the readability of this organization chart. Scope, the rigid lines and dashed lines to indicate communication and levels. So which all sessions need to be communicated. It will be drawn using some rigid lines or dashed lines. Rigid lines indicate direct communication and dashed lines indicates communication between same level employees in different sessions. Okay. Then they should decide which type of charts and organization distribution should be used, and clear responsibility and position information will be shown in the chart. So these, if all these details are incorporated in this organization chart, then it can be told as a good one. So by looking at the organization chart, the system analyst or a person who comes to study about the organization should know about which all sessions are there, which are the hierarchy of the employees, which all delegation of powers are there, like that, which all sessions are working there. Everything can be understood by this, by looking at this organization chart. Okay. So the second one was the organizational function list. Organizational function list means it is a document prepared for each organization, shown in chart to describe specific major activities performed by that organization. What are the activities which are done in a section? If the college has different sections as administration, salary, then TC, scholarship, etc., then which all are the responsibilities and duties of each sessions, and that session may be having different levels also. There may be a LD clerk, there may be a UD clerk, there may be a SO, like that. So there can be an administrative officer in main. Then there can be different section officers at same levels. Then under section officer, the officers, there can be different supervisors. Under that there can be different clerks, and each level has its own responsibilities, and what are the activities that has to be done in each level should be clearly defined and documented for the smooth operation of the organization. That is called organizational function list. For each level, what are the responsibilities, what are the duties, what are the communication duties, or who should be communicated by that employee. The communication route, etc. should be well defined by the management for the smooth operation of this organization. So we have two things. One is organization chart, another is the organizational function list. Both should be implemented in order to understand the operations of the organization. If a system analyst comes and needs to study about the organization, this organization chart and the function list can be easily used, can be handed over to him for demonstrating or for explaining about the organization. It will help the system analyst to understand the operations of the organization better. Okay, so we had seen two things. One is organizational chart and the other is the organizational function list. Okay.